Can you hear me now? Am I making any noise now? Oh, this is a great start.
Oh, hello.
Oh, you can hear me. Can you all hear me now?
I can hear you, yeah.
Cool. Your hair's looking great, by the way.
Thank you. I just washed it.
I just washed mine as well.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, a life of a single parent, like feeding your baby and then washing your hair, it's actually a lot.
I know. Yeah. So just so everybody knows, Bavik is a bit late because he was feeding the Umaria cat.
Oh wait, we're live.
Yes, we are live. Yes.
Hi.
Did you not know?
No.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Bavik was feeding the Umaria cat, and for some reason, the Umaria cat's mother is the Umaria cat's mother, who is the sole carer of the cat, is nowhere to be seen. So Bavik had to step in and do it. Where is the legend Davy P? Is he incredibly sulking? He said he'll. I think he told me basically he's going to leave these two streams of Miss Marvel to me and Bavik. I'm very jealous of your hair at the moment, Bavik. It is looking absolutely lush.
Thank you. I'm trying to sort it out. I didn't know we were.
No, leave it. It looks fine. It looks fine. Honestly, it looks amazing. Yeah, he said he'd be back for the She-Hulk streams.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I mean, I probably might piggyback off that as well. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. And he might jump in for the 4 stream. I don't know if you've seen 4 yet, Bavik.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's very good. I'm going to have to work out whether 3-man streams or 2-man streams are better for individual episodes.
Okay.
Might start doing a rotating cast possibly. Actually, in the comments, should we go to 3-man streams or have a rotating 2-man stream or what? Or just me by myself? What's the best way to do this? Because weirdly, our stream for episode 4 got decent numbers.
There was a reason why.
Okay. Are we saying that attention breeds numbers, basically?
Basically, there was a lot of clout going on, and yeah, even the aftermath, Jesus.
That's behind the scenes stuff. But yeah, Miss Marv. Before we start, actually, I want to talk about someone who should be here. Okay. A dear friend of ours, of all of ours, who's not here at the moment, and he should be here, and he is terribly misunderstood. He never got a fair crack a little bit, and I think it's somebody we should all apologize to, and I want to talk about that person. And I've made a little something for that person, just so we can all say together, we're sorry and you deserve better. Eddie, wherever you are, we miss you.
If you think about it, my hair is kind of like a homage to him.
It is. It's a beautiful homage to Eddie. And if you don't own Master of Puppets, where that song came from, and the song itself is called Master of Puppets, it's a great album. It's regarded as possibly the greatest metal album ever. I highly recommend everybody listens to this album. Eddie, we're thinking of you.
surprisingly, Eddie and the Master of Puppet, when he done the cover of it, has introduced me to metal.
That's really good. You should do a stream about your journey through metal. It's a shame that YouTube will block us if we play actual music, but
I mean, recently I've been having a lot of musical awakenings. Well, musical and film awakenings. Star Wars.
Yep.
Disco music, which is quite unusual. And also now heavy metal.
Amazing. It's good to have eclectic taste in music. Dowdy's suggesting a 4-man stream. That would just be chaos. I can see it now. But anyway, on to Miss Marvel. An interesting episode. I really liked the partition stuff to begin with. I thought the pacing was a bit weird after the partition stuff.
The pacing of the episode was quite weird. I mean, I enjoyed it. It was very... I thought it was a very laid-back approach. But to be fair, I think that was a good way of actually introducing the backstory of Aisha.
Yeah. For me, I think they should have either just done an entire partition episode or done an entire Karachi episode. And actually, I think it would have been really brave had they just done an entire partition episode and only had Kamala in it for the last 5 minutes. I think the Mandalorian, Boba Fett has proven that you can veer away from main characters in a show and still tell really good stories. And another thing we're going to discuss a bit later, have they ruined the time travel logic in the MCU?
Well, the thing is, do you know what? The current theme of the whole entire show is like starting from WandaVision, altering reality or altering the linear timeline. Loki, again, altering the linear timeline. I didn't really finish Hawkeye, so was there a lot of altering of the timeline in?
No. That was a very linear story.
So, Falcon and Winter Soldier, that was quite linear as well.
Quite linear. To be fair, there's a bit in that which doesn't make any sense either. So, in regards to the Power Broker, but I mean, shall we begin? So the episode opens. I thought it was quite nice, Bavik. It opens with a nice kind of like black and white film reel.
That was amazing. The fact that they acknowledged the fact that was basically what the media was like back in the day.
Yeah, I think it nicely really put you in that moment, didn't it?
Yeah, it's literally like I felt like I basically felt very, very, very atmospheric. It wasn't the fact that it was just straight color, everything like that. Just everything just paced through. And then also even the colorization when it went from, I think it sepia. So,
I think so.
When it done the transition,
you're not me, Bavik. You tell me.
When they done the transition, it was very good.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved that intro. It really, just really put us right in that place. And I mean, I'm sure my parents did. I'm sure your parents do as well. Still watch old black and white footage of like old Indian movies, old Bollywood movies and whatnot. And there's a certain charm those movies, those scenes have, which really hard to recreate. And it's impossible, probably, in all fairness, probably impossible to recreate in the modern day. But the first scene we see Aisha and Bavik. She does actually kill somebody. Those rumors were true.
Mm-hmm.
She kills
someone.
She kills a Raj member of the army or police. I'm not entirely sure, but anyway, she kills a colonizer. It's probably the best way to put it. She's got a little smile to her face, and
I think we would call it Firangi. I think we would call it Firangi. Colonizer, basically, for us it will be Firangi.
Oh, that way. I've never heard that term before.
Have you not?
No. I'm learning something new every day. Firangi, you say?
Firangi, yeah.
Firangi, cool. So, She gets to the village after escaping, and she's got the bangle with her.
Yeah.
So she gets to the village and she sees the man who will be her future husband, Hassan, preaching to the village and basically saying, "Look, now is the time for independence. Now is the time for us to leave the British, to stop being part of the empire, leave the Raj, and stand on our own 2 feet." And the police come in, or the military, I'm not sure still, but they come in and they break up the gathering basically. And that was actually a law that was passed by the British that actually stopped gatherings like that.
Yeah.
In villages, because they wanted to stop mass political. They didn't have Twitter back then, so they wanted to stop mass political discourse, and that's what they done. And I don't know if you ever, I don't know if you know the story of Amritsar.
And not really, no.
Where is Davey P? That's a good question. Who knows? Who knows? He said he'll be back for the She-Hulk streams. We'll just leave it at that. But yeah, so Amritsar was a that was a massacre, basically, much like, well, a far larger gathering.
Yeah.
Of people discussing again, like the political situation in India at the moment, and the British basically went in and just opened fire on a village, killing an horrendous amount of people.
Mm-hmm.
And what we saw in that scene was just them being broken up and trying to go back in their houses. But no, there were times when the British would just open fire and just kill people. It's probably one of the darkest moments in Indian history.
Hold on one moment. Just continue without me for a moment.
Okay, yep. So yeah, we get there and, oh, Jesus Christ. We get there and Aisha's basically sleeping in the rose garden of the village. And I wondered to myself, if Hassan had seen, oh Jesus Christ, where's my internet gone?
Oh, we have seemed to lost connection for some reason.
We're back. I think I'm frozen. Cool. Sorry about that, guys.
Oh. You're frozen again. Oh, okay. Now it's.
Davey P's probably outside my house right now, probably cutting the internet feed to the stream. Looking a bit blurry, Bavik, but it's okay. It's okay. Can you hear me, Bado? Can everybody? Okay, can you hear me?
Oh dear. I can hear you, but you sound like a robot.
Oh, really? Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it's like very lagging. We've been hacked.
This is terrible. We have been hacked. My internet has never let me down.
Oh, hold on, wait. Let me come back into the live stream. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm gonna go and then come back.
Okay. Okay, but I'm just going to carry on. So yeah, Hassan finds Aisha, and I did wonder, like, if had Aisha not been attractive, whether Hassan would have helped her. I think that's the big question I was personally asking. You know, had Aisha been a rotund man with a pot belly and a penchant for pani puri, I just don't think he would have taken her in, personally speaking. But anyway, he's taken her in, and they've fallen in love.
Hi guys.
How's it now?
It's better now.
Cool. So I was just saying, like, Hassan takes in Aisha after he finds her sleeping in his rose bush. That could be a euphemism. I'm not sure. So yeah, I was just debating, Bavik. Had Aisha not been so attractive, would Hassan helped her?
First of all, the actress who plays Aisha,
Merish Hayat.
yep, literally one of the most beautiful people in the whole entire world. And the thing is, when they saw her face in that episode, Twitter apparently was going ham. So they were like, she looks amazing.
Yeah. And in fact, they made a very good-looking couple in general.
Yeah.
But yeah, she looked absolutely incredible.
I mean, he's all right, but like,
you think he was punching a bit above his weight?
he was punching a bit. Come on.
Well, you know, he was the first person she met, so yeah. He'll do, I guess. Nice enough. He let me sleep in his rose garden, and she comes into the house, and he eventually gets her to talk by giving her paratha to eat.
Was that mango as well?
Was it mango? I'm not sure.
The thing is, when I saw it, I was like, okay, the paratha fine, but then the way that she was eating it seemed like mango, so I was like really confused.
Yeah, it was a bit confusing, but regardless, they were eating something. I mean, Pakistan are very famous for their mangoes as well. They do make incredible mangoes.
I love the Pakistani mangoes better than any other mangoes. Like,
it's true. I think Pakistani mangoes are probably my favorite mangoes as well. Something about that part of the world, the soil, maybe, I'm not sure, the climate. But they do produce amazing mangoes. But but she was really impressed so much that she ate some paratha with him. And I just want to show you something, Bavik. This is one I made on Tuesday.
What, as in you actually made, or was it the freezer ones?
It was the freezer one, but I'm still very impressed with what I've done here.
I mean, well done.
Thank you.
I'm very proud.
Thank you. I cook it, to be honest, I cook it better than my sister and my mum as well.
See, do you know what? There's some people that cook it that don't like. I like my I like food, my food quite burnt, and not burnt, but like a little bit of color in mine. So I don't mind a little bit of burnt or like more browning than anything else.
Well, if you come round, I'll make yours a bit more brown.
Yay.
But yeah, so
should I actually make some for you, like freehand, like properly?
That'd be interesting. That was actually an onion paratha as well. So
the onion ones are really good.
Yeah, it was the first time I had onion ones, and I was really impressed. But yeah, so they fall in love, and I guess what people do when they fall in love, they have a baby.
I mean, a little bit more leads into that, but like,
what have I missed?
I mean, we have to keep it PG.
Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah. Sorry, I thought I missed a crucial part of the story. Sorry. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Remember, this is on Disney Plus. It's not an episode of The Boys. I don't think we're going to quite see that kind of stuff.
I don't even want to.
Yeah.
There's a time and place for that, and that is not it.
Disney should just do a series or something, which is just like The Boys. That would just be too funny.
What? And then every 10 minutes you hear Mickey Mouse go,
yeah, exactly. It's actually not just Mickey Mouse just like being Homelander and just like wiping out Goofy, wiping out Pluto.
Oh, do you know what? One thing, I know we're gone off track right now.
Mm-hmm.
Goofy is it? Goofy's a dog, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So why does he have a dog called Pluto? So it's just like that makes no sense.
I know, right? It's pretty dark, isn't it? It's pretty dark that they're keeping this poor dog enslaved and hooked up to a kennel while the rest of the dogs are walking around being normal. It's pretty
what if it's a metaphor for it's a dog eat dog world?
maybe, or maybe it's just poor writing again. But anyway, they have a baby who turns out to be Sana, which is lovely. But then we see that partition is happening and the riots are happening and people are being murdered, and they're currently in India. Oh god, they're in India, so those would have been Indian mangoes, not Pakistani mangoes.
Pakistani mangoes are still better.
Yeah, but that mango at that moment would have technically been an Indian mango.
Yeah.
We can't get these plot holes wrong, otherwise Davian's going to be in the comments like, how dare you mess up the mango bit? That's really important. The entire story hangs on the mango.
Oh my god.
And things start getting deep, and I don't know, Bav, like, how did you feel just like knowing that, oh god, these people have to leave their home, and there's even that guy who comes in and offers them food because nobody's selling food to them anymore.
Yeah.
And I mean, you come in and then I'll tell you a story after that, but I can really believe that did happen. That Hindus and Muslims weren't cooperating anymore, kind of like on a business level. Well, not all, but some of them.
This is the thing, and it's just kind of like, this probably is going to get like really dark and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I know this happens. This still does happen because, and also there was, it was recently where there was a lot of mass murders of mass killings of Muslims, wasn't there? And it's just kind of like, what I don't understand is our beloved Gujarati uncle Narendra Modi is not doing anything for it.
Well, I mean, I don't want to turn this into a political stream, but he's not a good guy. I think he's not a good guy at all. And
he's not a good guy at all. Like, this is the thing, what I don't understand, right? And this is probably going to be a very, very controversial thing that I'm going to say, but you know what? It's going to
edit stuff out later.
Huh?
Am I going to have to edit stuff out later?
No, it's nothing to. But it's just kind of like, there's probably a reason why some people do think that we are trash.
Yeah, especially when you see a certain somebody trying to become Conservative Party leader.
Yeah.
It's not a good look at the moment. It's not a good look for us at the moment. It's fair to say. But yeah, we'll get back on point. Otherwise,
we don't want another hour and a half stream like last time.
Yeah,
that was too much.
God, it was too much. Way too much.
It was way too much.
And I'll tell you a story actually. When I went to India in 2012. I went to our village, Chaltan, which is the village where myself, my family, and Bavik's family come from. It's not a village anymore. It's probably more of a small town, to be fair. And our Mota Baba, our eldest uncle, basically took me for a walk around the village, just showing me like, oh, that's where we grew up. That's where we used to, I don't know, chase skirt. I don't know what they've done.
Chase who?
Skirt. But anyway, I was walking through the marketplace, and our uncle said to us, like, when when grandma would send him into the market to buy milk, he had to put the coins, the coins, the paisa, into like a tub of water, because our family are of low caste in India. The market traders wouldn't accept hand-to-hand exchanges of money, so they considered us dirty, and hence we had to put the money into the water so the money be clean when they finally collect it up at the end of the day. So that scene where no one is selling them food, I can 100% believe, because even our family of being a lower caste were somewhat persecuted by other Hindus as well. So yeah, I can 100% believe that happened.
Oh yeah, it's this is one thing I don't understand, right? And again, this is just because of the caste system and everything like that. Even till this day, there are still people that do believe in the caste system, and they basically, that's like their bread and butter. That's like the beginning all and end all of everything. And it's just kind of like, okay, like we have to move away. Like we have to move away from like the Stone Ages. Come on now.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're 100% right, and I think bit by bit it's happening, but it's a slow process. There's a billion people that need to progress. So yeah, but it's happening. It is happening, bit by bit. But
Bit
yeah,
by bit.
yeah. So just looking at my notes here. So yeah, they make a break for the train station, and they're running towards the train station, and obviously before that, Najma's confronted Aisha about the bangle, and Najma's not very happy. But anyway, Najma confronts Aisha at the train station, and that bitch kills Aisha.
We should actually backtrack and actually. Did you discuss about the first interaction in the episode between Najma and Aisha?
Oh no, go for it. Go for it.
Okay, so basically, I immediately thought that she was going to kill her there and then, because it was very ominous, the fact that it happened, because Aisha had to like basically move her, travel by herself to see Najma. It is just kind of like it's the fact that she sensed her, everything like that. And it's actually quite interesting the way that Najma was kind of dressed. You would immediately, if you were to watch like like an old style Bollywood film, anyone dressed like that, villain.
Yeah, and I think they've done that on purpose, Bavik. I think they purposely looked at old school Bollywood villains from the 40s, 50s, 60s, and I think they purposely dressed her like that. I don't think any of this stuff was done by accident.
And this is one thing that I actually do enjoy about the show. It's the fact that Disney hasn't turned around and just got them to be like, okay, let me get some random brown person and put some random brown clothing on there. No, they actually thought about this shit. Oops. Oops.
Okay, it's okay. I'll find you later. It's okay. But yeah, so Najma's pissed that, oh god, I've done it as well now. Yeah, so yeah, it was the Indian side of the border. Yeah. So but Aisha's actually given the bangle to Sana as a child to take over, knowing that probably Najma's going to come after her, and she's separated from Hassan and Sana. Bloody sad. And it's worth saying this is a story that happened during partition, probably 100,000 times of families probably being separated as they'll travel across the border. So this wasn't a story in isolation.
It wasn't a one-time thing. This is a reoccurring thing. You have people to this day who are like, children have been abandoned. I say abandoned, but not abandoned basically left because the train was going and the child wasn't on the train or whatnot. They were there by their side, and then they got separated.
Yeah, and the number of people as well hustling and bustling to get past each other.
Yeah,
you could easily get separated from family members and loved ones and whatnot. It must have been absolutely terrifying. And I think we've got to remember, like, trauma passes down through generations.
Yeah.
So even though I think we're quite fortunate that our family wasn't affected by partition per se, but you don't know how it still affects families today and how that kind of anxiety and stress has passed down through to grandkids and great grandkids, and how they're brought up will affect them.
This is the thing. You probably might have like the relatives might be still alive, still alive, but the only memory they had of their family was literally 1 minute they were next to them and the next minute they've gone. Same as before. There's probably might be like a family tree somewhere where they'll be like, okay, there's this child that got separated from us by the partition. We don't know what's happened to this person.
Yeah. That BBC documentary I was talking about last week, there's a really interesting story where one woman from the UK, Indian obviously,
yeah,
I mean, she goes back and she's looking for her grandfather's first wife, who'd just disappeared during the troubles, during partition, and she was basically trying to work out what happened to her. And nothing, like nobody knew, just nobody, nothing. Nobody had a clue. And again, it's a story that was probably told 100,000 times during all that trouble. But yeah, so at this point, Sana's been separated from her dad Hassan, so she's crying her eyes out. It's quite sad. But this is where Kamala arrives as well.
Yeah.
So she finds Aisha, and they have a moment together, which I thought was amazing.
Did Aisha know that was basically her?
I think she thought that was Sana.
Oh, okay.
Come back for her.
Oh, right. I see.
Yeah, but it was actually her great granddaughter who came back for her.
Oh yeah, because she did say, "Oh, son is like along the line of you've grown so big."
Yeah,
or something like that.
Yeah, so I think she was expecting to. That could feed into why the time loop story might be a thing, but anyway, we'll get to that in a second. Yeah. But anyway, she thinks it's Sana. It's actually Kamala. So I was just thinking, Bavik, like, imagine meeting one of your great grandparents now. It would be quite a special moment.
That would be quite freaky.
You got 8 of them.
Huh?
You've got 8 great grandparents.
Oh yeah, because you said great. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. you've got. Yeah. So just imagine. I mean, I personally, I never got the chance to meet my mum's mum and dad, which, in all intents and purposes, I've heard were absolutely amazing people. And yeah, I quite sadly never got the chance to meet them. But from what I've heard, I've always kind of wanted to. Yeah, they both passed away before I was born.
I feel like actually you have a more of a greater affinity towards your mom's side of the family. I'm not talking about you, and I'm just talking about in general. People tend to have that.
Yeah, I mean, I think for both of our mom's side are in India anyway, for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is sad, but anyway, we're moving away from Miss Marvel. But yeah, it's but Kamala finds her grandmother as a child, and as my brother predicted correctly, creates those lights, those stars, to help guide her back to her dad. And actually, Sana herself starts making the stars herself as well, So Sana did have that power with the bangle as well to create light. So what I'm thinking is that bangle is actually connected to the Nor realm, and that light is potentially coming from the Nor realm.
Mm-hmm.
Is what I'm thinking. But yeah, I just want to share something, Bavik, talking about family. This is our family.
You need to send me this.
This is our family, Bavik. This is from 1950.
Oh, 1950. So my dad wasn't born that time.
Your dad wasn't born at this point. But yeah. So start at the bottom first. That's your Neil Mara auntie.
Everyone has such an intense look on their face.
Yeah. That's your Motabapa. That's your great uncle.
We're going from left to right, correct?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's your
fine.
great uncle in the grey suit. That's your granddad. That's your Ratala uncle. That's my dad. And at the back is Krishna Dada, who's still alive in New Zealand, 90 years old, on Facebook. And the guy in the grey suit is his dad, our great uncle. Just imagine like going back and being able to meet our great uncle and actually being able to ask him questions and just meeting him. And that's the reason I bring up this picture is this is the opportunity which Kamala had. She had the chance to actually meet her great grandmother and have a moment with her. And yeah, it's a moment which none of us will have, but because of that time loop she had it, I just think that's it's a really nice thing. I think you'll agree.
I can see the resemblance between my dad and granddad.
Indeed.
Especially in that photo. It's very shocking. Not shocking, but it's like, oh shit.
Yeah. So yeah, it was wonderful. It was wonderful.
What is one if you were to ever go back, what is one thing you would say to them?
Invest in tell your family and tell them to tell their kids invest in cryptocurrency and sell at the right time.
You know for a fact, if I was to go back in time and I basically said, I am your so and so, you know for a fact I'll get stoned.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
It is what it is.
Indeed, it is. Indeed, it is. So we go back to modern day Pakistan. Kamala's mum is absolutely panicking about where
I loved her reaction when everything came up. She was just like, "Oh,
yeah."
So all of that worrying and everything like that meant nothing.
No, and they find out that actually you can actually find her using Where's My Phone?
Yeah.
App. So,
oh yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah, and she was like, "What do you? I could have been stalking my daughter for all these years, and now you tell me now." Typical Indian, South Asian, Pakistani mum there. Loved it. And yeah, they get back to the train station, and she is. She sees Kamala there. One of the clandestines have already tried to walk through the veil, which is now opening. Dies instantly.
My reaction when I saw that, as soon as the first person went through, I was literally like, no joke, because I was watching this at work on my lunch.
Okay, that's right.
On my lunch, I was watching it, and then I immediately turned around and said, "Ew," as soon as I saw the my manager was like, "Are you all right?"
They still might be alive. They still might be alive. I doubt it. But yeah. And then there's a bit which I don't know, didn't make a whole heap of sense to me. But
when Najma walked through the veil and then something happened with Kamran.
Yeah, she somehow kills herself walking through the veil and does that willingly, but somehow transfers power to Cameron, I think one thing they have to do in episode 6, Bavik, is they have to really explain what those clandestine powers are.
Yeah. Because when we first got introduced to him, we never saw any powers, did we, of him? He didn't have no powers or anything yet, did he?
No, not
Or
really.
not that we knew of.
Yeah. So I don't have a clue how the clandestine powers work.
Well, I feel like it. To me, it kind of seems like if it's the case that when one person dies, it gets passed down to the next generation. Fair enough.
Maybe.
But it's just kind of like, okay, so you have to wait for one person to die to get your powers. That's kind of.
But that's not the case for Kamala, because her grandma's still alive. Maybe they can make the choice that they pass the powers down through the generations.
But then with Kamala, the powers didn't get. Well, the powers didn't get passed down to her mom, did it?
No, it kind of skipped a generation there.
Yeah, so it's kind of like if you've not watched Encanto, it's kind of like that.
Oh, okay. Maybe she never tried the bangle on to activate those powers.
Yeah.
But regardless, yeah, the mum gets there, and she finds out that Miss Marvel, that Kamala is Miss Marvel, or what's her other name?
Who's?
Like some kind. She's got some other nickname.
Oh, Sloth Baby.
No. Like some other like superhero name, like Light Girl or something.
Light Girl or something, or Light Kid or something like that.
Yeah. And she's actually okay with it. She's actually okay with it.
But this is one thing. It's just kind of just like, okay, you hide something from your parents, and regardless, even if like this is even the outside of the Asian, South Asian, whatever, you hide something from your parents, you're probably scared poopless about exposing it. But then once they find out, they're like, oh, okay, fine.
Yeah, and I think that's something we've probably all been through.
Yeah.
As Asian kids. Yeah, like, oh, you mean you don't care? Okay. Well, for the past 10 years, I've been.
It's just kind of like, okay, so this is it.
Yeah.
And it was just the fact that, and it was towards the end, you got to see like all 3 generations together in a room and actually like bonding.
Yeah,
and that was heartwarming.
Exactly. Sorry. Noor went through Ladma, and she was able to pass the Noor onto Cameron. Yeah, that's what I think Bavik was saying as well. I think that's pretty much what you were saying as well, wasn't it, Bavik? That
she passed something on, yeah.
Yeah. And Cameron now essentially has the powers which he has in the comics as well now.
Yeah.
So they're making that a bit accurate. But anyway, that's by the by. Yeah, but as you said, they then have this wonderful moment where all three generations of the Khan family have this healing moment. And oh God, somebody posted up a meme on their WhatsApp today. And I don't know if it was because they watched Miss Marvel, but they said like the healing of one generation can heal past generations as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what happened there through Kamala kind of doing what she done there. She healed her entire generation.
Yeah.
Which was lovely.
It's like Kamala's mom doesn't think that Aisha's an evil woman.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't. So yeah, we have that. And got my posting notes. I'm just gonna. Yeah, I thought it was quite nice. Like the Kamala's changes now, making the Miss Marvel symbol. I thought that's quite cool. But then we go straight back to New Jersey, and I've got to say, Bavik, I've missed New Jersey.
You missed New Jersey.
Yeah, your thing's lagging a bit now. 1 second.
Oh. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Hi. Any
You're
better?
lagging a bit. Not really.
Okay. Let me leave and then come back.
Cool. Right. Yeah, I've got to say, I have actually really missed New. God, you can see my ironing board. I have really missed New Jersey, and yeah, I think I've missed Nakia. I think I've missed Kamala's dad in the past couple of episodes. I do wonder if they tried to fit in too much too quickly. Yo.
Set.
Yeah, I can. It's all in line. I was just saying that I've really missed New Jersey. I've missed Nakia. I've missed Kamala's dad. I've missed Kamala's brother. I do wonder if they should have had like one season solely based in New Jersey, then the second season based out all in Pakistan.
That would be quite interesting.
I would have liked to have gotten to know those characters a bit better. But we're back there now, and Cameron's hiding out at Brian or Bruno.
Finally, he gets his name right.
He generally thought his name was Bruno, and I think that's a joke with like how like Westerners often get our names wrong, and like for years just carry on calling us.
Mm-hmm. At the end, what we should do, we should say the names that we've always got confused by, as in our names got confused by other people.
Yes, definitely. And and they're talking, and they seem to be getting along okay. But suddenly, a damage control droid, which is actually Stark Tech by the looks of it, comes in and blows up the shop which Bruno works at. And it's worth noting as well, Bruno doesn't have parents.
That's kind of sad.
It is.
It's just kind of like, I love how they basically made us feel good about the 3 generations getting together and then show Bruno has no parents.
Yeah.
Ryan has no parents.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Cameron's got all this family. Bruno's got nobody.
It's just kind of like you've basically humbled us very quickly. You went from 1 to 10 straight away. No, not 1 to 100 straight away.
Yeah. In fact, Kamala, she's got the affections of Bruno. She's got the affections of Cameron. She's got the affections of the Lao Kanjir, the Red Dagger. All these different boys, all kind of want to date. All want to kind of date her.
What is going to be the ship name for Kamala and Cameron? Oh, it'll be Cameron.
Kamala.
Well, it's just basically the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then Kamala and Bruno, or Brian.
Brula.
That sounds like some type of infection.
Kamnu.
Oh, and then the Lord Kanjir. Do we actually know what his name is?
Oh, I don't know what his real name is.
Oh, Chemo.
Oh yeah, it was Chemo, wasn't it? Like Kimmel. Yeah.
Yeah, Chemo.
Mincemeat.
Yeah. I love the nickname Sloth Baby. I'm not gonna lie, that's actually one of the most amazing nicknames in the whole entire world.
I can call you Sloth Baby if you want.
Please don't.
Okay. Okay, Sloth Baby.
I would like to be called Sloth Baby, but just not by you.
That's fine. I won't take that personally. And yeah, so I think we move on. So damage control back in there. So number 1, have the MCU messed up their time travel logic?
Yes.
I agree. I think they need to explain how this has happened, because using the logic from Endgame, that should have created a variant timeline.
Yeah.
Instead, what we've got is a time loop.
Yeah.
Can you have a time loop with the physics of there being a variant timeline? Possibly. Believe it or not, Bavik, they had the same physicist, I believe, who was working on Endgame, working on this TV show as well.
Seriously.
Yeah. So yeah, like the physicist would have been like, yeah, that makes sense. And what they've done as well is, I don't know if you noticed, but they made Bruno dress like Marty McFly in this episode.
Don't know who that is. Hello.
Sorry.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, I said I don't know who that is. I don't know who
Oh,
Martin.
I thought you said Mike McFly dies. What, does he? No, from Back to the Future.
Okay.
Which is the first movie is basically a time loop. Or Prisoner of Azkaban is probably something you might be more familiar with.
Oh yeah.
That's a time loop story. Terminator is another time loop story.
But it's kind of like one of those things where it's just kind of like, when someone needs to, when someone needs to be created, they actually create themselves, and then put themselves in a timeline, so they can be created for later.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, what the hell?
So my brother reckons, no, they have not. Time loop works. I hope so. Could you expand on your theory, please? Because yeah, I'm looking for a way to make this work, and I'm finding it really hard. What I will say is that in Loki, we know that what we're in now in the MCU is a sacred timeline.
Speaking of Loki, have you seen the behind the scenes like pictures of them actually filming?
No.
Yep. So they basically started filming, and it's been confirmed. It's all over Twitter.
What's been confirmed?
The Loki season 2.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant there was like a big cameo. Or
oh no, it wasn't a cameo in there. I'm just saying that like someone has released like pictures of them on set and whatnot.
I see. So what I think one way you can explain it is that in the comics, Kamala's powers, where she could kind of make her limbs bigger.
Yeah.
She borrows particles, atoms from different parts of the timeline to basically make her atoms bigger. To make her. So, what if she's gone back in time? Yeah, and she's kind of. She's gone back in time, and actually she hasn't actually affected the timeline that much, because Sana would have found her father anyway using the light, using the star anyway. So actually,
she kind of was just like a kickstart in it.
Yeah, and actually, there's actually no real butterfly effect to what she done. And when she came back, she borrowed some atoms from another part of the timeline, so she could bring back the photograph.
Yeah.
I don't think that makes any sense now that I've heard it.
No, I think I know what you're trying to say, but I mean, we just have to see when season 2 comes out.
Yeah.
Or within the next few episodes. It might be the case that
one episode left.
Is there one episode left? Oh yeah, because all of them are like 6 episodes, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. So I think She-Hulk's going to be 9 episodes.
I can't wait for She-Hulk.
Yeah, and I'm going to have to try hard not to fall in love with her and stuff.
It's just kind of like the fact that they got Jamila Jamal as Titania. First of all, it's a random person to pick, but do you know what? I'm okay with that.
Yeah, me too.
I love Jamila Jamal. She once tweeted me a long time ago when she was not the star that she was. I was like, oh yay.
Okay. Actually, my brother's onto something here. Aisha sent a power burst through time and space to get help. Yep, that's correct. Yep, so that's why she was expecting Sana to come and help her. And Kamala came through to make things right. Yeah, so when Najma's weapon hits Kamala's bangle in episode 4, that's actually the point where Aisha's summoned Kamala back. She's expecting Sana because she's expecting Sana to have the bangle, but actually no, it's Sana's granddaughter who comes back. She's beautiful.
Because if this was to happen, then it would be Sana in her adult form.
Yeah, that's what she was expecting.
Oh.
And maybe she's like looking for a point in time to call her back. And the point in time was when that weapon hit, which maybe activated something within the bangle, which gave that extra burst of energy, so that Aisha could pull one of her descendants back to help her. So I think my brother's got a point. The time loop could work because it still exists within the sacred timeline.
Yeah.
I mean, the variant timeline would have been that Sana doesn't find her dad, and because of that, you know, Muniba's not born, Kamala's not born, and maybe there's actually a timeline where that doesn't happen, which is fine. That would make perfect sense.
Imagine if there was a timeline where basically, obviously, Najma kills Aisha. The baby gets, well, the grandma gets separated, and Najma finds her with the bangle.
Yeah.
And then she basically brings her up as her own.
It's funny you said that because yeah, I won't no spoilers, but interesting theory regarding something else which I've watched recently. Yeah, now that we're talking about it and we've worked out a few things, I'm not too upset about the time loop now. I think it can make sense. I think we just need to think about it. I think we need to accept that different types of time travel can exist within the MCU.
Yeah.
And I heard, like, I was watching New Rockstars, another channel, and they were saying they've never sorted out the Captain Rogers traveling back into time to get married to Agent Carter. They've never fully explained that away properly, so we shouldn't get too hung up on this one either. So yeah. I think I feel a lot better now, having discussed that. I feel a lot better. So that's the end of the episode. And so Damage Control have come back as the big baddies. What do you think is going to happen in episode 6?
I feel like there's going to be a walking target on Kamala and Kamala's friends.
Do you think the mosque might be targeted again?
The mosque might be targeted again. Basically, they're going to try and draw out Miss Marvel. I think Kamala's mum is going to make her costume.
Yes. Yeah, I think that as well. I think that.
She's going to be making the costume, and this is what... I can't wait for that part. This is the thing. I'm thinking there might be like a big climax where I don't want it to like actually happen like that, but there probably might be like some type of disaster within the mosque, and then Kamala needs to hide her identity to sort everything out, and her mum is like, here you go, here's your costume.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Do you think there'll be any cameos from any other MCU franchises?
No, I mean, if they throw in Darth Plagueis from Star Wars.
I mean, that would be quite a cameo. I'm not sure I'll be a big fan, in honesty.
It'll be just so confusing. It was like, why is this tall moon person right here?
Bavik, you've totally slowed down. It's like you're going back in time. Bavik, log in and log back out. Damage control go after Cameron. Miss Marvel helps Cameron, but he shows the dark side. I was talking to Mr. Cato yesterday. I think he said the same thing, that he thinks.
Hello.
Hello. So, Bavik, we're discussing that maybe Cameron might reveal himself to be the big bad, and actually, there was a reason the rest of the clandestine treated him so badly, because actually, he's a bit of a dick.
Do you know what? I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, sorry. I was meant to click on this button. Sorry.
I wouldn't be surprised if he turns around and becomes the big baddie.
Yeah. Yeah, same here.
Because it's just kind of like, okay, let's put it this way. He was tasked to help to lure Kamala to Najma. That didn't happen as well. He was supposed to convince her to give Najma the bangle, which didn't. Instead, he actually helped her. So that's basically like, okay, so you're putting her over your mum. That's not a very good look. And now she's dead, or not of this earth no more. You're gonna hold some type of vendetta against her.
Maybe. God, he'll be a dick if he done that. Captain Marvel. That's not a bad shout, because obviously there's going to be a movie coming up called The Marvels, where it's going to feature all of the different Marvels: Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, the other Captain Marvel, who's Photon. So yeah, we might see some kind of link there, which we see how Miss Marvel gets linked into the Marvels.
Would you say it's going to become a Marvel fun?
I think it's going to be marvelous. They're so good. So that will happen. I think Agent Cleary, the other agent, the dude agent, we haven't seen a lot of him recently. And if you remember from Spider-Man, he's in Spider-Man No Way Home, and he says to Spider-Man, "Oh, Nick Fury's in space." How the hell does he know Nick Fury's in space? This is like top classified information. I think he could be some kind of a link for Miss Marvel to Nick Fury, so that Miss Marvel can meet. So Miss Marvel can meet Captain Marvel through Nick Fury, and Agent Cleary is going to be that person who kind of makes the connections.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think my two guesses are Nick Fury, Miss Marvel, and an outside one. Actually, two outside ones. Either the Black Knight or Blade.
Interesting.
Because the bangle is kind of like an ancient. It's an ancient relic, and Black Knight deals in ancient relics with his ebony sword, and the blade is very old. Those are my two. And I'm just going to say America Chavez for the sake of saying America Chavez.
Yeah, the Multiverse of Madness was terrible.
It's okay, Bavik. It's okay. You look upset thinking about Multiverse of Madness.
I mean, it was going so well, and then you just had to mention America, and then I just immediately thought of Multiverse of Madness, and then my mind has literally gone to Hello Darkness, My Only Friend.
It's okay. It's over now.
It had so much potential.
I enjoyed it, but don't get me wrong, there were deficiencies with the movie.
It's just kind of like seriously, Elizabeth Olsen, don't have a problem with that. It was just a story, and I think that was like, this is one thing that everyone kept on saying. It was just like, we don't have a problem with her or anything like that, but it was the story. You've set her up to be this thing, and we didn't get to see her in action.
Yeah. If I come to, I'll cover the comments. Don't worry.
Okay, but yeah, and Shang-Chi as well. Like I I liked it, but I felt like that was very underwhelming at the same time as well.
Really?
It
Wow.
was very underwhelming. Don't get me wrong, beautifully done.
That's Dave. That's one of Davey P's favorite, if not his favorite, Marvel movie.
I just did not like it.
Oh, you're gonna have to fight him.
I'll win regardless.
I think this is a nice shout. Captain Marvel will give her the name Miss Marvel. That'd be really nice. That'd be really nice, actually. It'd be like a really nice christening. I'm not sure if I can say that because she's Muslim, but that'd be really nice. That'd be a really nice thing to do. Also, hope the Sorcerer Supreme Wong appears and Shang-Chi. Yeah, I think there is going to be some kind of character who kind of links all these things together during the end credits.
Power Broker.
Huh?
Power Broker.
Yeah, what a Power Broker who could be anybody still. So yeah, that's what I think is going to happen, and I'm glad you think along similar lines. Before we go, I done another presentation.
Ooh.
So I'm still obsessed with who were those blue-skinned beings in the temple.
I wouldn't say like some kind of deities.
Well, let's go through the possibilities, shall we? Look at the production values I've brought to this stream.
It's a blue Kree.
So it could be blue Kree, and that is my main guess that it is actually blue Kree.
Yeah.
That the Bangles are some kind of Kree tech, ancient Kree tech.
Oh, is there another image, or is that it?
No, there's more images. I was just wondering if you had any opinions on that.
I mean, it would kind of make sense.
Especially because, like, the Nega bands and all that kind of stuff are Kree tech in the comics.
Yeah.
Think the Krees could be a possibility. Atlanteans, some of the Atlanteans are blue. And we know that... we don't know officially, but we're pretty sure that the Submariner, who's the king of Atlantis, is going to be in the Black Panther movie.
Interesting.
I mean,
but then don't they have to be underwater? And the person that had the bangle was on land.
They can survive above on land, the Atlanteans.
Have you ever thought about like a mermaid, but but it's like the opposite way around? So you know how it's basically a human.
Yeah.
So,
I don't want to think about it. That'll just be weird. Weirder than seeing an actual mermaid. I think the Atlanteans an outside bet. You know, it could be a good way for them to set up the Atlanteans for the Black Panther, but I think it's too much of a reach for it to be Atlanteans.
I feel like this person that you've got on screen, I feel like they have like thunder powers as well.
His name's a tumor. He's a Atlantean bad guy, and he's got super strength. Could it be? Could they actually go there? Could it be a god of some kind?
I feel like if they were to do that, then there would be a massive uproar.
Yeah, which is why I don't think they'll do it. But just saying, bad thing. I would personally be okay with it.
I would be okay with it as well. I honestly would be okay with it. I'll just be like, okay.
Yeah, I'd be okay with it. But yeah, I think there'd be too much of an uproar.
Yeah. Watch now. The fact that we've said this, the clip of us saying this is going to go viral. And we're going to be on every type of Asian-based news feed or whatnot.
That's a good point. Let's go to the next slide quickly. The Centaurians.
They look crazy.
It's a good point. I don't think Modi will probably try and get people assassinated if it is a god. The Centaurians. So from Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's one of the parts of the MCU I've not seen because
have you not?
I really do not like Chris Pratt.
I mean, neither do I. But Bavik, it is part of your homework, and you have to watch all this stuff.
Can I just not watch? Can I just not read it on Wikipedia?
Nope.
Fine.
I'll watch it with you.
Wait, you know Nebula?
Mm-hmm.
Aren't they? Isn't she the same species as that?
Nope. But just so you know, so this is Centaurians. Yondu is a Centaurian in Guardians of the Galaxy. They got blue skin and they've got their cool little mohawk things going on. I don't think it's them. I think it's too much of a deep cut. I think as well. I mean, they have got like a religious kind of like faction to them, but yeah, I just think it'll be too much of a deep cut for it to be a Centaurian. Blue mutants. Now there are mutants in the Marvel universe that are blue, namely Mystique and Nightcrawler, who's a mother and son.
And also Beast.
Actually, Beast's fur is black, but they color it blue
just to highlight it a bit more.
Yeah, because if they colored it black, it'll just look awful on the pages.
Fair enough.
It'll just be like a black furball, so they colored it blue.
But I'm not gonna lie, that's not a very attractive picture of Mystique.
I mean, if you dated Mystique, it'll be pretty cool because you could ask her to look like anybody you want.
Imagine if she changed. You know what? I'm just not gonna say what I'm gonna say.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You're saying blue fur? I'm sure it's black fur, but it's drawn blue for the sake of the reader. I'll double check that. I'll speak to you some point soon, and I'll double check that. Okay.
Bavik is right. I'm right.
Well done, Bavik. Well done. But yeah, I think it's too soon for blue mutants to.
Or could it be just a person? Or could it just be a person that's just come across a normal human being who's just come across it, and because they have no affinity to it or whatnot, they put it on the bangle and it slowly takes their life away, turning them blue.
You know something? That's not the worst shout in the world. I actually, now you mention it, that's actually a pretty good guess, and I think for me that would be an underwhelming result, but yeah. I could also see that happening. Also, don't forget the Na'vi from Avatar. I mean, I'd love that crossover.
Oh, but could it be the Blue Man Group?
The Blue Man Group?
Yeah. Oh, come on. You know the band, the Blue Man Group. How do you not know them?
I'm old, dude.
They're from your generation.
Are they?
Yeah. I'm assuming your generation.
Don't know. Sorry.
The people that were literally dressed in blue, like blue skin and everything like that, shaved heads and everything.
Was it that kind of weird dance song?
Yeah.
Oh God, yes, I know what you mean. Yes, sorry. It wasn't one of my favorites back in the day. So yeah, I think Bavik personally is too soon. I don't think they'll introduce mutants like this.
I just feel like it's a very underwhelming.
Yeah. The Ferogots are another blue race, but there's not a lot on. They don't really appear in the Marvel universe too much. So I don't think it's them. I think it'll be another deep cut. But mind you, the clandestines were deep cut, so who knows? And the last ones are the Luthamoids, which Nebula is a part of. They're blue as well. Again, I think it's too much of a deep cut. I think if they're going to have a blue alien race, it's more likely going to be Kree number 1 and Centaurians number 2. Because we just don't know a lot about them. And again, like, why would they have any connection to the Noor? But yeah.
Throughout the whole stream, my hair was wet. All right? As it's been drying, it's literally gone to this.
It's beautiful. It's a thing of beauty. It's a thing of beauty.
It's a thing of beauty.
Yeah, so I think we've exhausted everything done an hour.
I still need to do one more thing.
What do we need to do?
What people call us besides our names when they try to say a name.
So what people normally call me is Manny, but that's kind of like a self-inflicted nickname. It's just easier for people to say than Manesh or Manish.
It's really not that hard.
You know what it's like. What about you?
Bugsy.
I mean, I like that. I like that.
But it's just kind of like, how can you turn around and say this person looks like a Bugsy? Do I look like a Bugsy? I don't even know what a Bugsy looks like.
Bugsy Malone?
I don't even know what he looks like.
Oh, it's okay. I mean, it's not the worst nickname in the world. Sorry. It's a quick one. A blue race from the Null Dimension. Maybe something from the quantum realm as well. Possibly. Do you know something? I'm going to finish off with, once again, paying tribute to our friend who's not here, our friend who can't be here, our friend who has been totally hard done by, totally disrespected. Again, this is for you. Eddie, wish you were here, man. You would have loved all the metal music in the late 80s. You would have loved Nirvana and Soundgarden and Faith No More later on as well. I really wish we could bring Eddie back.
Well, apparently there's a theory going on where Eddie's actually going to come back, but he's not going to be Eddie.
I just want Eddie.
I just want Max to be the most. Okay, Eddie, fair enough. Yeah, he grew on me. Max was really sad. If you haven't watched Stranger Things, then you shouldn't really be listening to what we're saying right now.
But yeah, I think Max is probably my favorite. Max and Dustin are probably my favorite from the crew.
What was your reaction when you saw that she was up in the air and you heard a bone crack? I knew like that was it.
My reaction was, I can't believe they're going to take Eddie and Max from me.
Yeah,
I'm barely getting over you taking Eddie from me. Now you're taking Max from me, and you're taking her from me in the worst way possible. And if any of the characters doesn't deserve it, Max did not deserve that at all.
Max did not deserve that.
Not at all.
At all. Max did not deserve that at all. But I feel like what's going to happen is, basically, from what I know, you know how Vecna has basically scurried away? He's found Eddie's body and is going to possess it, and he's going to be turned into another character called Kaz the Undead or something like that.
Sad.
I know. And then I think what Elle has done, she's transferred some of her powers over to Max.
Well, I think Max is she's kind of brain dead, isn't she? Essentially, because
she's basically brain dead. But I think that's the reason why Elle has given her some of her powers to help her try and find her way back.
Yeah, I think season 5's a lot of it's going to be about 11 trying to find Max's consciousness.
Yeah, and Max will never be the same again. This is the thing.
Yeah, 100%. And I think the thing as well is, I don't think the Duffer Brothers, I don't think they quite realized how popular Eddie would become. So even though they've confirmed that Eddie's dead, it wouldn't surprise if they try and work something in where they can have Eddie scenes or scenes with the actor Joseph Quinn in there. But I loved it as well because like the season starts off with 11 desperately trying to be friends with those girls who absolutely like horrible girls and like really bullying her.
I believe the fact that the girl got a skate to her head, I feel like she deserved it.
I mean, I wasn't. I wasn't going. Oh, why did you do that? I was like, she was asking for it.
She was asking for it. But
Um,
to be fair, this season I thought Elle was actually quite annoying.
yeah, I thought she was to the second part when she became Elle again and started kicking ass. When she started kicking ass again, I was like, yeah, there she is. Go on.
And then also the guy, not where is it? Will? Yeah, Will. He's become annoying, but I think
It's funny
I
you
feel
said
like
that word.
he's gonna become
Worth was
evil.
saying the same thing as well.
He's gonna become evil, or he's gonna have some malicious intent.
Well, I think he's got Vecna. I think Vecna's inside of him. I think
Yeah.
Vecna's always been inside of him, so we could see Vecna actually maybe fully possess Will.
Because Vecna and Henry, they're basically quite similar if you were to think about it.
They are. They've actually done lots of similar things in their childhoods.
Yeah.
Bring back Barb. I mean, we got to bring back Eddie first. Let's bring back Eddie first, then we can think about Barb.
No, bring back Max first, then Eddie.
I mean, Max has a chance. Max technically is still alive.
She's technically still alive, but we need to confirm that she's alive.
Yeah. I can't say, but I love it because the end of the season after Elle has those horrible friends, well, they're not her friends at all. Her true friend is Max. Her true best friend is Max, and I just love their friendship. It's so wholesome and pure.
I think Max would be an awesome friend.
Yeah. I think everybody needs a friend like Max.
Sorry, I don't know why I done that.
That's okay.
So we've kind of like, you know how we said we're not gonna do like an hour and a half?
We've done it, but yeah, so it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I'm okay with a little talk about Stranger Things. But yeah, let's say our goodbyes now, Bav.
Bye. Should I do this?